We're going to talk chatbots now with Milos from SpiceFactory and Karlis from Botwiser. Chatbots seem to be everywhere in consumer world. Whatever you're looking for on the web, you seem to be trying to borrow money, trying to buy a house, whatever. There's some little inadvertent object that comes up to answer your questions. And I wanted to find out how that's affecting events. So we're going to put those questions and anything you've got to bring to the party. But via Slido, if you want to get involved and put your questions in there, that'll be fabulous. But in the meantime, we'll get going. Thanks a lot.
Okay. You can sit in the middle.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Chatbots are everywhere, as we were saying before, in the consumer world. What do they bring to live events? How do they help the live events pattern?
I think that the first, if we talk about the chatbots, we can make a quick poll to raise the hand if you have a messaging app on your phone right now. So, do you have a messaging app on your phones? So, and this is probably one of the reasons what we see with the chatbots. It's a good adoption rate because as the chatbot works specifically on messaging apps, but not only, but on messaging apps, it's a really great adoption rate, as there is no need to install an extra app, to create new account, to remember an extra password. And from the event organizer perspective, you actually know who's behind the app, because it's not like the mysterious person who just interacting with you.
How long does it take to get a chatbot to be ready to work for you?
So, what we do here and what we are experiencing is very domain-specific chatbots, which actually build on top of the data that you have. So for events, you already rely on some schedule or speakers, I don't know, like some information that you put already in the CMS. And the benefits is really, we understand this data. We can parse it thoroughly. We have even like machine learning layers, like something that can be really beneficial and easy for someone to search. I would just kind of append to what Karlis said, like already everybody is on WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, like it's the channel that you use daily to communicate. And now you're coming to an event, what will you do? Like figure out where's the app dudes, or actually open up Messenger, fire up EventTech Live, and just start typing. Okay, the benefits, like the messaging platforms are now very rich, so they are in a way apps on itself, so you kind of have flows, you can lead it, and in a way, you get started easily. From the event organizer perspective, getting started is very easy. It takes days to get you started. From the attendees perspective, it's immediate. I mean, the interface that you know, everything familiar, you just, go with the flow.
But it's cost efficiency as well, because a smaller team seems bigger, is that right?
Another important point, if we talk about the chatbots, it's automation, because normally what the chatbot helps it's to automate to handle different customer requests, because normally in chatbot there is like the FAQ database, which it's easily prepared by event organizer, and if the attendee have a question regarding the location, the ticket, refund, timing, all those questions can be automatically answered by bot. And this is where you can significantly save the time and resources and concentrate more on really interesting event experiences.
So they deal with the dull side of the business, basically, the bits that you need to get through, what time does it start, what's the nearest tube, that sort of stuff, rather than the intricate balance of the event through the doors.
Basically what you said, you can power up all the service information, frequently asked questions, everything that relieves you from manually answering or shooting out emails. Like one more thing, no one actually reads emails anymore, especially lengthy emails from the conferences. I mean, I have to say, even for EventTech Live, I mean, there was an email last night and I just discovered it, so it's I lost the information there. So with the bot, like it's easy, I fire it up, like say, okay, where's something started, where to park, like all the information, where's food, like stuff that are kind of service or very specific for the events, like where the networking happens, what are the tables, what's ahead of the schedule, or some for the interactions, like Q&As. Perfect ways, like you asking questions to the speaker. There is no better channel than messaging.
And another example, there was the big conference where we were a chatbot provider, and what was the case in that specific event, that before the event there came a lot of questions regarding the ticketing, specifically should I buy the ticket for my kid, and it gives kind of insights for the content managers to update their program and the website in general information, and then this, like the bot and chat widget, also gives you a lot of useful information, what information you lack on the website and what should be improved for the current or the next events, because it's also the good way. And if we look on the chatbot perspective from the usage, then in not all apps support to see where exactly you clicked and how you interacted with the app. In the bot, actually, you see the whole history. You can measure how long it takes from one interaction to another, what you type, where you click. So you see all the history, and based on that, you can make an extra experience for the specific user. You can make more personalized.
Yeah.
So you can choose how far the bot looks for its answers, can you? So you can put a close parameter just to do with the event, or you can let it onto Google.
Yeah. Yes.
Right, okay. And so what is the future then? What can we expect chatbots to be doing that they're not doing now in 5 years' time?
So what we see these days that, of course, the bot cannot answer to all the questions, and it's a bit mid-term run, because for the specific event, imagine there is like the Event Tech Live, there will be a lot of questions coming to the bot.
Yeah.
I believe the organizers will analyze those questions, and for the next event, they will really improve the Q&A database. The point is that it still takes some time to prepare perfect Q&A database for the bot, and it became smarter and smarter by each interaction and by each event. But at the beginning, you need to assist and monitor how bot performs. So this is because at the moment,
bot knows what you put inside his database. And you can expand it. That's a good thing to do, and especially that it's like real-time learning. So as the things happen, you can learn. One interesting fact, people, because of the messaging, people try to kind of be personal with a chatbot, like they're trying to be like humane. For instance, we experienced a lot of communication around, should I wear this or this today? Even like post-event engagement is much bigger, because people just continue to ask, oh, how are you today? And it's good then to have a smart chatbot that will answer, oh yeah, it was very fun event, and I'm feeling fine, it's something like that. Because people kind of, we are still have a lot of emotions, and we kind of want to share. In a way, we know that it's kind of computer behind, but we expect more. How to say?
I'm picturing sad, lonely people there.
Yeah.
But are there any organisers out there who would be inclined to use a chatbot? Is that the sort of thing that people who organise events? Is it something that you would consider using? Yeah. Yeah. There seems to be a lot of nodding heads that you're onto something.
Sure.
What kind of clients are you working for? What scale of events? And are they typically indoor events, outdoor? What's the balance?
I would say it works for various industries. Right now, I would say that messaging platforms will become more and more popular for different kinds of things. We do these kind of conferences, usually technology, but we had political and either non-profit NGOs. But where we seen a huge success and the way of how the people use it and attend the engagement is running events, which is really outdoor events. Get all the information about it, automate the support, and especially when there are 5,000, 10,000 people coming for running, it's automating support only there is marvelous, and then you have this kind of sponsor augmentation. You can do broadcast, push messaging, and like that's great thing for event organizers, like just to do that. So I would say larger audiences are the best, because if you have an event with 100 people attending, you can hand it pen and paper, but like thousands, it's when it gets messy.
And if you look at the future, I'm a big believer on the voice, and there is two use cases. One is you can use the voice assistant specifically on the event. It could be as a dedicated virtual voice assistant who can assist and answer the different questions. And actually you can also make the skill on the Google Assistant or Amazon Alexa. And if you go to the festival, actually you can ask to the Alexa when this artist will be on the stage, and Alexa will respond to your question. Because it's another channel how you can promote your event to your audiences.
It's speed and it's about time efficiency, like so many things we've heard today.
Yeah.
It's about giving people, speeding up their response, less sort of deadening the time you're waiting in a queue, or getting it over with, and it all plays into that to make your experience faster, a faster return.
Yeah.
So that's the simple.
Yeah, much faster. Yeah, like for the attendees, it's immediate, like in a way, and
you can also did simple test. You can go to the event Facebook page, and there is the send message button, and you can click on it and send a simple question. And the most important thing is there should be kind of answer. We are listening to you, but at the moment, a lot of Facebook pages just doesn't respond at all. There's even the text. This Facebook page responds in few days.
Yeah.
So, and with the bot, you can really give this immediate response. Probably not the answer, but response that we are listening to you, and your question is forwarded to the event support staff, and they will come back shortly. And it's a big improvement on a customer experience.
Yeah, and it's marketing all the time for your event as well, isn't it?
It's not just the marketing; it's also it's a marketing and support.
Yeah.
It's the both.
So, and it can really be a very engaging channel, because the messaging apps are more powerful today than they were like a few years ago. So it's kind of really a full-featured application. For instance, we did a full built-in like treasure hunt games where you kind of went around collecting codes. Like we did an OCR. You do it directly in messaging. You can do augmented reality things as well, like because there is a built web views now. You can use a lot of the possibilities are opening up. So like kind of the benefits that apps had, like native apps, you get most of it already in the. Facebook Messenger is maybe the most advanced now, but like the others are approaching it. So in a way, there is like more and more options to do. Like you can do really crazy stuff. Not just text communication.
And it's not cost isn't a problem. This is an affordable solution, is it?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
You're bound to say that.
Of course.
Yeah.
But you should understand another important thing. If we look at the classical mobile app, it takes days or sometimes weeks in Apple case just to publish it, just to update it, and it takes time. In a chatbot case, on the Facebook Messenger case, you can publish and update your content immediately. So practically the cost of the development and the management is lower than for the classical mobile app.
Yeah.
That's why it's also it's affordable from the price perspective.
Yeah. But then again, like chatbots are definitely not for every case. Like they are really good for quick interactions, something that you need to get the job done quickly, and it should lead you. But for some like kind of complex things like still apps or web apps, like when you have like a few huge dashboard or something that you need to click, I mean still it's better even like trying to type it in and navigate through messaging would be still a challenge, like not efficient. But as long as you focus on solving the right need, like especially for events, messaging is, I would say, one of the best channels to communicate with the audience.
And you don't have to type your question in. You can ask it you can sort of ask it of your computer so you can actually directly chat to it, or do you have to always type your questions in? Because you can just talk. Can you just talk and ask the computer with, and that will that trigger the response?
Yeah. Immediately. Yeah. So you don't need to have push from the bot. Like you just start the message, and you can go both ways. Like the computer, in a way, messaging can push to you back, and there are like even more opportunities for push that's interesting. For instance, if on the platforms like Facebook, we can scan the comments that someone leaves on your page, and where there are some keywords, we can immediately push, which is really good for upselling something like, for instance, like that. But in a way, when you have someone on a messaging channel, you have communication with him. So it's kind of its own.
And from the marketing perspective, we had another case study where there was a conference. They had around 500 participants. And after the events, this was like the professional-based conference. And after the event, they organized different workshops. And what is the good in the chatbot case, specifically on the messenger, that when they come to your bot, actually you keep that conversation. After that, you can send them different type of messages. So when the main conference ends, they can send up a month later, hey, we have a great workshop, would you like to come? It's kind of subscription or newsletter, but just it works in Messenger.
I've got a few questions from Slido here.
Yep.
What happens if the bot doesn't know the answer because you didn't input that info? How does it respond?
It should be funny. Like in our case, we really try to be fun. Like, okay, hey, a very good one, but I don't know one, but you just try this, or like try to be humane, try to find keywords, which is kind of programmatic flow. But what we do is we present that to the organizer, so all the unanswered responses, so you can build out the database and actually to do it real time. You're now at the event, someone doesn't know, you see it like it's popular, you see, okay, add it to the database, simple as that. But we provide as well a switch to human support. So when someone can go to human support, and then in the dashboard, our dashboard, it would be like, okay, someone is asking for humans, so the human can step in, overtake the bot and talk, which is a good way for support there.
Yeah, it's still important to offer like the human option.
Yeah.
In our case, there is always the ask question to the staff. Because sometimes people they just want to speak with a real person, and then when they come to the bot, they just click ask question and or talk to the staff, and there should be such option these days, as the AI is not so smart to make good conversation.
Are you able to track what has been responded to if you have multiple team members who have replied to visitor queries before? Are you able to track what has been responded to
Okay.
if you have multiple team members who would have replied to visitor?
In our case, it's you can see all the requests which is coming in. Then when the staff sends back the answer, the user can even rate the answer. Are she or he happy with an answer?
Yeah.
So it's just a
but in a way, like it's all communication, so it's all data coming through the backend system. So it's wise to log everything, and then based on what you have, you can provide analytics, new learnings, and that stuff. So that's cool.
Just want to ask a question that I don't understand.
Okay.
What's the average NPS for bots?
I would say that no one actually measured it so far, but I've seen some really statistic like. But I've seen people like using it more and more, and like starting like the market is still opening up. People are still getting used to having a computer answer their messages. So yeah, like I don't know, like Net Promoter Score really measured for bots. I didn't see any actual statistics.
There is a possibility to track the share.
Yeah.
So when you share the bot to the users, and then you can get that statistics on dashboard.
I can only say what's our experience. For instance, for the tech events, like usually we hosted like average 800 to 1,500 people. Like I would say that we have at least like 500 people on the events if it's promoted. The thing is, compared to the apps, which is, I don't know, maybe 50 people install it, so which is, I would say, a 10 times more bigger usage, but specific, okay, tech events, like this is like the statistic that we have. And it really depends, at this point, really depends on how well the organizer promotes out the message about this communication channel. It's still new, so you need to start ahead of time as an event organizer, yeah.
And the additional thing is what is important in a bot. There should be just not the content, but there should be a kind of engagement things. Like you can create your personal agenda, you can get reminders, you can do the networking through the bot, and then people are motivated to use it and share it. Especially if it's networking in the bot, then it's the good reason why to use it, because it's new contacts, and actually the people are then interested to create their profiles and use it.
You said it takes just a few days to set up, but what are the steps to setting up?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it depends, like, but domain-specific bots, like you do what you do in your CMS. For instance, if you want that bot answers about the schedule, you fill up the schedule, speakers, sponsors, and then this information is parsed, analyzed, and bot are being able to do, I don't know, find talks about chatbots. It will find relevant talks, for instance. And then, like for the organizer, we usually build up like a conversational builder, so you can enter additional information. Where's the toilet, like all stuff. So, I mean, it depends on the speed you enter this information. So these would be the steps. Then you have a button, click to connect to Facebook, and yeah, that takes seconds. So I would say, I don't know, not more than that.
So yeah, normally for the one-day event, like it takes a half day to prepare the content. So it's not really, and there is no coding needed at all. You just add your existing content, and that's it. There is also the possibility that the chatbot CMS platform could be as a centralized agenda storage. So there is no need to keep separate databases for website, for chatbot, for other purposes. You can just keep everything in one place, and everything that is populated on website and bot and other resources. So you can save time also on preparing agenda just in one place.
And what are the biggest hurdles to chatbot implementation?
There are many from a platform side, but from the organizer side or someone using it, like usually it's a SaaS solution, so you kind of log in and start using it. And the biggest hurdle would be how to promote it and how to be in an efficient way, and what to teach it, like what would be the knowledge base. But yeah, from the platform side, yeah, there are a lot, because these platforms change, messaging APIs change, they add new things, so we want to provide new flows. The abstraction away, for instance, yeah, we support simultaneously many messaging channels like Viber, Telegram, Facebook Messenger. Each of these has different-ish functionalities, and we sit in between and then parse. Okay, so on Messenger we can show an image, but for instance on Telegram we need to do that in 2 steps. Something like that. So in a way, from a platform side, a lot, but from the user side, I would say, I don't know, today with the platforms being mature, it's easier.
From our experience, we see that actually the challenging is the language part. In English, the simple example, in English there is universal you. In French there is tu and vous, which makes difference. And it's sometimes challenging how you build your flow, what kind of language, because sometimes it's really classical, hello, how are you? Sometimes it's yo and cool and smileys and that stuff, because you can really make this conversational flow really live, and people actually love it. Because if it's just the text, then yeah, it's not really so engaging. But if you add extra emojis on the flow, it really makes difference.
Yeah. Slap a sticker and it's much better.
Thank you guys very much indeed. Cheers.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.